Previously on The Shadow of Alnor. In a quiet corner of a shadowy tavern, Killion meets a figure cloaked in mystery, one who hides a secret that could change everything. Outside, an eclipse casts strange colors across the city, and with it, something stirs. As the shadows deepen, serpents emerge, weaving their way through the streets, drawing Killion deeper into the unknown. Back in the tavern, a strange symbol catches his eye, a tree, a sun, and a snake carved into the table. In the silence of his study, Killion contemplates the symbol's meaning, piecing together the mystery that is before him. And now...
So let's see. You can roll one failed dice, that's an exploding die, another exploding die, another exploding die, and that's a bit overkill. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It is I, Dave, the Tabletop Wanderer, and we are back with some more Shadow of Alnor. Yes, our adventure with Killion. Okay, delves and dangers and all that jazz with Solo RPG GME. But before we get going, you saw the recap in the beginning of the video. I went to the Mythic website and I downloaded this little sheet here. So what we are going to do, although I don't have Mythic per se, you can get these sheets from their website, and they also have the Adventurers Crafter, Adventure sheet and stuff like that. But I just really wanted to get these so I could just like jot down all our NPCs and all that stuff. So we've got some bookkeeping to do. Last episode, Killion met a hooded figure in the tavern, and that hooded figure was a mage who was trying to escape something. So we need a name for the mage, and what I did is I went on to Drive-Thru RPG and I got some name generators. There's these 4 or 5 links, PDFs there for free that you can like roll on names. So that's what we're going to do right now. Let me just get all of this out of here, and hopefully that is all still in frame. So these will be Killion's dice and his little meeple, because I am in the process of making some paper minis for him, and we are going to roll on a name generator. So you got common names, chaotic names, and there is up the back, because this is in, I'll put this in alphabetical order, a wizard name generator. So this is a D100 roll. So let me get my D100s and let's see if what the name comes up. So let's roll for a prefix. We got a 38. So 38 will be Fraz. A suffix. 76. 76. Farzvoz. Or Farzvoz. Farzvoz. Let's do Farzvoz. And what's his last name? Let's see. 12. And 12 would be Bram. 13, Bramblade. Farzvoz Bramblade. Okay. We also, on the last episode, we saw that he was legendary. So he's legendary. So he does have a title. So let's roll on the title. And we get an 88, which will bring us down to here. The Wanderer. That doesn't sound too legendary. So let's just see. Or the wise one. Let's do the wise one. So Bram Farzvoz Bramblade, the Wise One. And we have our first NPC. And I'm just going to write him down on this sheet so we can, you know, just stay in touch. So I will be mixing this up with Solo RPG because there are some tables in here, or Solo RPG GME from Wilona's Caves, where you can, when you roll on a random event, I think if memory serves me correct, yeah, you got like friendly NPC offers aid, NPC needs urgent help, stuff like that. So if any of these ever come up, we'll also roll on this, which is also a D100. So we'll have to get like 1 to 4, we'll get that. But what we could do is like 1 to 4, we'll roll, we'll just say it's that, and whenever new characters come up, we'll like do 5 to 8 and we'll roll D8 to see which one of the 2 characters it would be. It's that sort of thing. Okay, so bookkeeping is more or less up and running. Plot list, the plot lines. We had a plot which was the eclipse and the snakes appeared, and we also know that Farzvoz needs to escape something. So let's see, we could do find Farzvoz because we were looking for him. So we'll do find Farzvoz here. That'll be one of our plot lines. And the next one is find out what the eclipse and all of that means. So investigate the eclipse, or the meaning of the eclipse, we say that. So once again, if anything rolls up on Solo RPG GME for plot lines or threads or something, we'll just go to this here. Okay, bookkeeping is done. Let's put this out of the way. Last night I spent a bit of time on a city map generator, and I didn't make it, the AI made it, a map of Alnor. Okay, just one thing. In my game, in my world, Alnor has another river coming through, but since I couldn't get this to make another river coming through, we'll just say Alnor has just one river, which is this one. Okay, it's got a couple of districts. You have the Harbour District down here. You have Stonewall District. This will be more for like the ogres and goblins. This will be the ogre and goblin district sort of thing. Greenwood District. Greenwood District is that commonplace district where Killion lives, and that tavern that he was in the last episode where he met Farzvoz. Okay, so it'll be in here. This is just like a jumble of races, and it's just not one particular race here. And in this area over this side here will be the sort of mage district, or no, we'll say over here, more into this area here next to the castle and the governmental district. This will be the mage district. So effectively Killion was somewhere in here, we'll just say here, and he jumped rooftop to rooftop to rooftop to rooftop, and he got into here where he saw the snake, and then he went back to the tavern. Okay, so this will be the Greenwood District, has the Mage District inside of it. It also encompasses the Government District, where all the government is. They all meet up at the castle to do all the government stuff, you know what I mean. You have the Tinkerer's District, which is where all the goblins and the marketplaces and all that stuff is, and you have the Ironforge District, which is the more based on dwarves and what all the stuff they make and all that stuff. So Ironforge and Stonewall will be more the industrial sort of things. The Tinkerer's District will be more of the market, and the Greenwood District will be the global, the common sort of stuff. So this is Alnor, okay, with the bay here, and I think that's all we got. Oh, hit my mic. So let's get back into the game and into the story. So we are in Alnor. We'll say that Killion, he is at home. Well, he was at home, and he was thinking about the symbol that he found etched onto the table, the symbol of the tree with the sun behind it and the snake on the ground. He wakes up, he looks outside the window, and he can see that it is still dark with all those colors of purples and pinks and reds and oranges. The sky is still dark. So he does know that the eclipse is still going on. What does he do now? He needs to go and find Farzvoz. I just made his name up and I can't remember it. He needs to find Farzvoz, but he also needs to see what is going on with this eclipse and all the serpents and snakes that were in the city. So he gets up, puts on his gear, his armor gear, and so he is the shadow. He's going to be the shadow. He's not going into his daytime routine because it's not even daytime, sort of speaking. He has lost all track of time because it's always dark, so he doesn't know if it's noon, morning, night. He has no idea. Well, it's not night because it's an eclipse. Could be a lunar eclipse, yeah, but yeah, it's a solar eclipse, so it's during the day. And he needs to find all of this stuff out. So he makes his way out the top window of his house onto the roof, and he starts jumping from roof to roof like he always does. And he's heading now towards the mage district, right about here. And he jumps down to the street, and we're going to use Fantasy Solo Roleplaying Framework from Solospelunkings. And in here we have some town encounters or street encounters or whatever it is. What is it? Quest table. This is the tavern rumors, tavern encounter. We did that. Town encounter table. So we do have a encounter table. And let's roll on one of these and see if we get anything that can make sense of what is going on. So Killion has seen a couple of snakes that have been treaded on and they're dead. So he jumps down to the street. We get a 48. So 48 says, see if this is good. A fortune teller offering to read the stars and reveal the destinies of passerbys. That's pretty good. So in the street corner, on the street corner, he jumps down, he sees all that, and on the street corner he sees this old elven lady, long grey white hair, and she's sitting down and she's cackling. And he walks up to her and says, "Hello there, miss. What's so funny?" And she looks up and goes, "Oh, my dear fellow, little serpents tried to kill me. No, they didn't get to me, did they?" And Killion turns and says, "So why'd you stay here then?" "Well, master, we do need to make a bit of coin, don't we?" "Okay then." Killion turns to her and says, "What do you do for coin?" She grabs his hand. She looks at his palm and she says, "The future I see." What does she see in Killion's future? Let me get this and let me get this. Right there. What does this elven lady see in Killion's future? Let's roll on the verb and noun table. So we'll do page 4. Page 4, right here. D100 rolls. So the first one will be 66. And that says empower. And noun. 66. Empower pixie. Empower pixie. So she looks at his hand and she says, "Your future I see." Oh, yes. A small one I see in your future. A small one. A small one that will grow in power. And Killion just takes his hand away and says, "Delusional, old one. You're crazy." And she just walks off. He just walks off. So we got Empower Pixie, which we will say he will hopefully, probably, find a little pixie. Let's say a pixie princess. A pixie princess, which he will help him gain power. We'll grab this also. And on our plot lines is help Pixie gain power. So after that interaction, he starts walking off, leaving the old elven lady at the street corner cackling away. Serpents, snakes. And he takes out his grappling hook, lets it rip, and he just goes up to the rooftop again. And he starts jumping to rooftop to rooftop to rooftop to rooftop to rooftop. And he gets to the mage district. He gets to the rooftop that he was on when he heard the first snake saying that, "Find the mage. Find the mage." And then he retraces his steps back to where the snake went into the sewer opening. He jumps down and starts looking around at the sewer opening. Does he find anything there? Does he find any... Let's do an investigation roll or perception roll for him. So his perception is pretty good, I reckon. So he's got 2 mind, +1 to perception roll, and we'll give him another 1 for +2 for investigations. And we'll say this will have to be a DL3, so he has to get 3 successes or more. And he's got 1, 2, 3. Yes, he made it with 3 successes. So he does find something there. And he starts looking around, right? And does he find the same carving on one of the stones that he saw on the table? Could that be a thing? Let's roll. Just roll normal. Just say yes or no. So does he find the same carving of the tree with the sun and the snake on one of the stone bricks on the side of the entrance of the sewer? So let's roll that. 4. No, but So he does not find that. So we need to roll on the verbs. Is it verb, noun, table, silver lining? So verb and noun, we go that and that. The verb 48 is taunt. There's my sheet here. So we get taunt and 32 will be haven. Ooh, taunt haven. What could that mean? So as he's looking for something, he couldn't find what he was looking for. He was looking for some sort of clue as to where or what was in the sewers. They didn't find anything. But as he was looking around, he heard something. He heard this massive explosion coming from the middle or more into the mage district. And he just jumps up to the rooftops again, and as he gets there, he sees this massive fireball coming up from behind the rooftops of the mage district, and he just starts running towards it, jumping over rooftop alleyways from one rooftop to another, running down. And all the while as he's doing this, he's running, and he sees that all the snakes that are still around, they are also converging into what looks like they are going to the same spot where that explosion was. And he just runs and starts jumping and jumping and jumping and jumping, and he gets there, and there's this sort of a small manor, a house, okay, not very big, but a bit more, how should I say, a humble manor, and it's engulfed in flames. And as he sees that, he starts panning around looking for something, and he can see in the front courtyard of that small manor, which will be more or less here, so put him there, he could see the walls just a couple of, like, about 100 meters or 200 meters behind the flaming house, the flaming manor. He could see the walls of the castle of the government district, and in the front courtyard he can see this hooded figure, and he's just like spell after spell after spell after spell, trying to kill the snakes that are just all coming all over the place for him. And Killion can see that the mage is in fact Farzvoz. He is there trying to defend himself, and he thinks, okay, so this will be Farzvoz's house. So Killion jumps right down into the middle of the fray, and he starts with his crossbows. He's got hand crossbows with sort of this little drum sort of thing with mini crossbow bolts. It's like, imagine a crossbow but with a revolver drum in it, and he's just going, and that's where we are going to do a bit of action. Hi, Dave, the editor from the future. So apparently Reaper got to this point and said, nah, I'm not going to record any of your voice anymore. So from here on out, you'll be hearing the mic from my phone. Sorry about that. So this is the manor entrance to Farzvoz's house. These are the main gates which I open up. We've got some trees, there's a pathway there. That's the manor house itself, which is right now, it is engulfed in flames. And Killion has just jumped down and he's right here. So we got Killion there. The orange will be Farzvoz, and the red are snakes. So all these snakes are converging straight onto the manor house. I rolled out Farzvoz. He's got 2 strength, 2 agility, 3 mind. His strength resistance is 2, agility resistance of 3, mind of 4. Mind resistance of 4. He is a Hairfoot, so I made him a Hairfoot. I know I said human, but he's a Hairfoot. So he can re-roll 1 failed dice. He has +1 dice to stealth and +1 dice to casting. His spell focus is a ring that he wears on his hand. He's got 12 stamina, so 12 HP. He's got 1 proficiency. He has 5 power points that he can use, and we're gonna give him. Let's do this one here. So that'll be 5 of his. Just put that there. That's his power points. So 5 for power points that he can use on with his spells. He's got 3 healing stones, which will do a D6 heal. And his spells that I gave him are Invisible Hand, Magic Bolt, Magic Light, Sense Magic, which are all the normal spells. And then I gave him Magic Armor, which is 1 power point to use, Fire Stream, which is 2 power points or more, and Sleep, which is 2 power points. Okay, that's Farzvoz. In the meantime, I also rolled up the snakes. Delves and Dungeons doesn't have snakes in it per se. It does have, however, giant snakes. It's got a constrictor and a venomous one. So what I did is I just tweaked them up a bit. So each snake has 6 stamina. They attack with 2 dice, which is a bite. And in Delves and Dangers, it says that any character that has been bitten by a snake, so the giant snake venomous, when a venomous giant snake inflicts damage, the opponent must make a DL3 strength resistance roll or take an additional 1d3 plus 1 damage. However, I will not be doing that. I will be doing taking damage, and the character must do a DL3 or DL2 resistance roll or take a 1d3 points of damage, not 1d3 plus 1 and not a DL3 but a DL2. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into the combat. So we'll roll for initiative. Let's put that there. So Farzvoz has 2 agility and Killion has 3. 1, 2, 3. So let's see. We need 2 successes. Whew. But Farzvoz can roll 1 failed die, and that is a success. So Farzvoz will go before, and Killion will go after. So here we go. Farzvoz is up there. He's right here, and he can see all these snakes converging onto him. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we'll go from left to right. And he sees these 3 here in a line. And so what he's going to do, he's just going to conjure up a fire stream. So he moves just a bit over here, right? And you see if he can hit all of these 3. So fire stream is 2 or more power points. So he's got 5, let's use 3. So we'll put the power points. He had 5 power points, we'll use up 3. So that'll be 3 dice for that. He has +1 on casting, right? And +1 for proficiency. So let's see how many of these he gets. He's trying to do a fire stream right down that there. So he gets 1, 2, 3. He can roll 1 failed dice, which fails, and he has 1 exploding dice, which explodes also. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 hits on snake 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 9. So snakes 3, 7, and 9 take 5 points of damage, but they do have, let me check the spell, if they need to do a resistance roll. So fire stream, agility resistance. They don't have any agility resistance, so they take 5 points of damage each, which is pretty good. They are hurting. So I said 3. They are nearly dead. These 3. Now, it is the snake's turn. So these all start moving up like that. I'll try to keep them in the same order so I don't mess up. And so 1, 2. Snake 2 goes in for Killion, and he gets 2 dice for his bite. Let's put that there. 2 dice for the bite, and he hits both of them. So Killion has to do a strength resistance roll, was it? Or agility resistance? Let me check. Let me check on the giant snake. Deal 2 strength resistance. So Killion's strength resistance is at 2, so he really needs to knock this out of the park. Oh, he explodes. Nice, he does. So he does not take that extra damage. He does take 2 damage, but he has an armor of 1. So that will be just 1 point of damage on Killion. Right there. This snake here goes for Farzvoz. Deal 2. And he hits both of them. So Farzvoz also has to do a strength resistance roll, and his strength resistance is at 2. So let's see. He can roll 1 fatal die because he's a Hairfoot, and that explodes. Okay, he done it. That was a 3, so it was 2 successes. He takes 2 damage because he does not have armor. So we'll do his strength, his stamina here. Now it is Killion's turn, and Killion is right up on this guy. So what he is going to try and do is grab. Let's see, what does he have? He's got flash darts and he has a magnesium flare. So let's say he's going to use his magnesium flare. Okay, he's going to bring it out. He's going to snap and throw it on the ground, right about there. And if he does succeed in that roll, he will be able to blind these snakes around here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he'll blind snakes 1, 2, 6, and 7. He'll blind 7, and then we'll see for how many turns with a deal 4. I'm making this up as I go along. So he's got 3 agility, and he'll have to do, let's say, a deal 3. So he'll have to do 3 successes to make this work. But wait, we'll give him 1 for proficiency. And streetwise, no. Opportunist, no. Well, we could say yes, because he did just jump right in, and so these snakes here are all surprised. Okay, so they'll be surprised for this roll only. So that will be another 3. 1, 2, 3. So he's going to try and get his magnesium flare and make a deal 3. So he hits it with 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 2 rolls, exploding dice. That's 2, and that's, oh well, that was 3 exploding dice. So he rolled 2, that made it, and that's the last one. So he made it with 3, 4, 7, all 7 of them. And so he does bring that out, and let me get a D4. Let's see, for how many turns are they blind? 2 turns. Okay, so they are blind for 2 turns. So he brings out, he puts his hand in his pouch and goes clack, clack, and as it hits the ground, it snaps open. There's this big blinding light, and the snakes just and they recoil back a bit, and so they recoil back a bit. These guys will go back a bit. This one here also. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. let's go for initiative again. So 2 for Farzvoz, 3 for Killion. And Farzvoz can do 1 roll failed die, he goes before. Killion has an exploding die and he goes before also. Not bad. Now, Farzvoz is right in the snake's face, so I guess he's just going to use his staff as a weapon. So he's going to grab 1 for that, and let's do 2 for strength, and that's about it. That's all he can do. That's all he's got. He's not going to use a magic bolt or anything, so because this snake number 3 is at 1 HP. So let's see. You can fail. You can roll 1 failed dice. That's an exploding die, another exploding die, another exploding die, and that's a bit overkill. So yeah, he kills off snake number 3, and that is that for snake number 3. That was his turn. Now, Killion. Killion is here, and Killion is he's got his crossbow and he's got a sickle. We'll just say Killion's gonna run up here, and his crossbow. So I want to do something cool with the crossbow. I want to be more cinematic, more adventurous. Let's say his crossbow has 6 bolts in it. It's like a revolver. And I'm going to use 6 die, 1 for each bolt. Any successes will hit the enemies. If we do get exploding die, we'll figure that out. Okay, so Killion, what he does is he runs up, brings out his crossbow and just goes, and he's going to try and hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 guys here. So 1, 2, 3 is dead. 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 1, 2, 5, 6, and 7. With his 6 die. And that's it. No proficiency, no nothing. This is just for each bolt. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So out of the 6, he manages to hit 5 of them with 2 exploding dice. So how is this going to work? I'm going to say that each of the bolts does a 1d6 damage. Okay, so we go snake number 1, 1d6 plus 2 damage. Just probably grazed him. Okay, snake number 2, 6 damage. That took him right out, hit him right in the head. The snake just says, just wobbles down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Snake number 5 takes 6 damage. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. He's gone also. Snake number 5. Snake number 6 takes 1 damage. That one just grazed him also. And snake number 7 is at 1 HP, so he's basically dead. 3. And that's it. But we did have 2 exploding die. But we did get 2 exploding dice. And what I was going to say is, if any of these snakes that were closer to him did not die, he would use exploding dice for the sickle. So he would just, and then with his other hand grab the sickle and shoot it. But since they are far away, he's not going to do that. Okay, so that's that. Now, that's his turn, and now the snake's turn. This snake, let's not forget that these 2 are blinded. So they are not going to be, let me just put this here, blind, 1, 2 turns, that's 1 turn, so they are blinded. And so they are not going to do anything, but however, snake number 4 is going to go up there, snake number 5 is moving there, and snake number 9 is, well, it's not 5, that's 8, and snake number 9 is going for Killion. So snake number 2 is going to go and try and hit Farzvoz, and he misses. And snake number 9 is going to try and hit Killion, and he hits him with 2. Killion needs to do a strength resistance roll, and his strength resistance is 2. So let's see, and he nails it. So he takes 1 point of damage because he has armor of 1. There we go. Let's do initiative again. So we got, oops. Yes, it is I. It is a Tabletop Wanderer game video. You know why? You know why? Because the dice is on the ground. It's on the floor. So let's roll initiative. 2 for Farzvoz and 3 for Killion. And Killion goes before, and Farzvoz goes before also. So these snakes are still blind, and Killion is up right in front of this dude. And I think we'll do the same thing. He's going to run up here into the middle of them, because these guys are basically they're blind. So he's going to grab 6 die, right? And he's already reloaded it. In the meantime, he's running up, and he just goes clack, clack, and he's got these little things with the bolts, the chamber of bolts in there, and just goes click, and it's reloaded, and he runs in and goes again. Let's see. Oh, that is not good. So he only does 2. He only hits twice. So he's going to hit 1 on that and 1 on that. So he's going to hit 1 on the snake number 1. Snake number 1 takes 3 damage, and it is not enough to take him down yet. He is hurting, however. And snake number 8. Alright, I want to do 6. 8 is over there. 6. 2. And he is not down either. So that was Killion's turn. Now, what is Farzvoz going to do? Farzvoz is going to use up his last 2 points, power points, and he's going to cast sleep on these 2. So he's going to take 2 of those, 1 for casting, and 3 for mind, and 1 for proficiency. So he's going to try and cast sleep on these 2 here, and he can roll 1 failed die, and he gets 1, 2, 3, 4 out of that. They don't have mind resistance or anything, so these 2 fall asleep. And now it is the snake's turn. And these 2 are still blind, so this is the last turn that they are blind. So only this guy, this snake, can attack. And he sees Killion just hit his comrade, and he goes straight for Killion. And Killion has his back turned, and he hears Farzvoz, "Killion, behind you!" The snake is going to attack with 2. And he only hits with 1, but Killion has an armor of 1, so he'll take no damage, but he does need to do a strength resistance roll. And he nails it, so he does not get poisoned. And Killion, just as he turns, he hears Farzvoz's voice, and he turns, and he just manages to just scoot over a bit, and the snake just goes and just nicks him. Let's go for initiative again. 2, 3. That was another dice that was supposed to go onto the ground. That's that. Okay, so they both go before. No use in rolling the exploding die. So Killion is right here, and now he's going to grab his sickle, and he's going to go for. Let's do this. Let's do like we did with the bolts. He's got 3 opponents. He's in the middle of them, and he's just going to and twirly-whirly with his sickle, and any damage he does, it'll be a 1d4. So he's got 1, 2, 3. Okay, he's got all successes. So he'll be doing a 1d4 on number 1, who's basically dead. He's only got 1 HP, and number 9 also has 1 HP. So number 1 is dead. He'll go for number 9. He's also dead. And now Snake 6, he still has 3 HP. And he hits it with a 4. So he twirls around, and he just, with his sickle, just slices and dices all the snakes, and they are all gone. So after the combat, all the snakes are cut down to pieces. Some are burned to pieces, some are just sleeping. Killion makes his way to Farzvoz and says, "What the hell is going on here, mage? Spit it out." And the Hairfoot looks at him. Killion, what can I say? What can I say? And Killion just grabs him, and jumps up to the burning roof of his mansion, of his manor, and pulls him over his shoulder. And then jumps up and goes to another roof, and another roof, and another roof. And they make their way out of the district here, the mage district, and he takes him down over the rooftops on his shoulder, jumping from one rooftop to the other rooftop to the tinkerer's quarters. And he jumps down into an alleyway with him, and he grabs him and pulls him up against one of the walls of this building, and he says, "Spit it out, Hairfoot. What the hell is going on?" And Farzvoz turns to him and says, "It's a bit of a long story." Killion looks up, sees the sun blacked out by the eclipse. "Well, looks like we got time. Sun ain't coming out anytime soon." And the Hairfoot looks up, he goes, "Well, we don't have that much time." And that's where we're going to end it here. We'll see what that all means on the next episode, okay? Thank you all for watching. Hope you did enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Go and check out all these things that I'm using here. The links will be in the description for Delves and Dangers, Daring and Dangers, the Solo GME, and the framework from Solospelunkings. That's all down in the description. Go and check that out. And I'll see you all on the next one. Have a great day, and I'll see you. Bye-bye.